Hello everyone, I truly hope you're all well and even better. You are vibrant in your element, you are centered in your own being, no matter what's going on outside, collectively or personally. I was talking to the members of my year-long membership program. This life we are living is the work we are doing and will continue doing for a long time, meaning everything is calling us to healing and our consciousness awakening. And because of healing and awakening, our creation in life can truly become easier and more exhilarating as we know how things work and why things haven't been working. So if you haven't officially started your own healing, now is always a good time. If you have, expect the journey to get more thorough, yet also smoother, as obviously you are growing more mature spiritually to handle it when things are seemingly out of hand. And this takes me to the elephant in the room, this virus situation that's affecting so many physically and also affecting everyone energetically, because we're all one energetic soup with the illusion of separation. With that said, there's always a bigger picture at play that's beyond our limited perception, especially in the moment when things are happening. But one thing for sure is, it's undoubtedly facilitating our healing, in this case, collective massive healing. The level of intense emotions being drawn out of each one of us is where healing is happening, let alone the massive waves of love and compassion almost everyone is feeling to each other and to the ones suffering. There's much more behind why this happens, but as always, what truly matters and what truly helps is each of us step out of fear, step into love as much as possible. Focus on bringing love and joy into your very own life while sending love to the ones being affected. This will not only enhance your own energy, but also heal and ease the entire energetic tension and situation. Because as said, we're all energetically connected. One more person doing so makes a huge difference. That's you and me. One more person lights up their light bulb means the entire room is brighter. Now let's talk about something I've wanted to share with you for so long, the balance of feminine and masculine energy, also called yin and yang energy in Chinese tradition. Oh my god, it feels so good to even just say it out. And this is a huge ongoing topic that in fact runs through everything, every subject. So today we'll first have some base understanding about it, and we'll cover more in other videos to come. The healings way, or I often talk about, are focused on each individual, often blunt and specific, such as early childhood trauma or unresolved events in later life, such as sudden death of a family member, breakups, or even as seemingly small as public humiliation, etc., which often cause suppressed emotions and distorted perceptions on later events and make us stay in a loop of not living the life we want. That's one way to understand why we need to heal ourselves. On the other hand, there's a prevailing healing thread running in all of us, a finer, more micro level of healing going on, almost unnoticed by most of us. It's a healing or balancing of feminine energy and masculine energy within each one of ourselves, as well as in the collective humanity. But as we all know, true collective change always and can only happen from the individual level. So that means as we're all individually balancing our own feminine and masculine energy, the entire humanity is picking up the huge change and reflecting that in the collective. Before I get too lost, let's first understand what is feminine energy and what is masculine energy. Here, feminine doesn't mean woman, masculine doesn't mean man. Feminine energy and masculine energy are two energy states that all of us access and embody at different times. They are like two sides of one coin, and we cannot live without either one. And it just happens to be that on Earth, women tend to embody more feminine energy, while men tend to express more masculine energy. But we all have both in ourselves, and it's that beautiful powerful and dynamic dance within ourselves. That's the hidden key of all keys. If we want to create life more effortlessly, joyful, and effectively, whether you're a man or a woman. This alone could just make all of us want to understand the subject, right? So what are the qualities of feminine energy and masculine energy? We are in feminine energy state when we are connected with our feelings, emotions, our intuition, our sense of knowing, when we are feeling connected with another person, or we are having creative inspirations, ideas. Feminine energy state is flowing, flexible, it's subtle and naturally turning inward. The inner dimensions of things such as feelings, inspirations, it's all-encompassing, boundless. It's sensitive, nurturing, gentle, understanding, forgiving, receptive, all these beautiful qualities that are often seen in women because, as we just said, women tend to embody more feminine energy than men do. Although that's not always true now because of the imbalanced energy states expressed by women in modern times, but I will get into that in a bit. Masculine energy state gives us focus, direction, discernment, and the power to act. It's what makes us see ourselves as an individual being, take up our own space and boundary. It gives us a sense of clarity, self-consciousness, and self-confidence, makes us able to stand up for ourselves when necessary. It makes us feel centered. Masculine energy is outwardly focused. It's an energy state that brings the inner inspiration, the ideas into external materialization, into a concrete reality. Now here you already see why we must understand and balance feminine energy and masculine energy within ourselves. Because that beautiful dynamic dance between masculine and feminine energy is the most natural, powerful, and joyful way to create life on Earth. It's our default mechanism. It's perfectly embedded within ourselves, which is, first we receive inspirations in our feminine energy state. They're inspirations from our soul that truly make our heart sing and make us fulfilled. And then our masculine energy naturally takes that idea, brings it into reality. How perfect. However, if we look at our world today or look at ourselves, we see a disconnect between these two energy states. And there isn't much harmonious dance between them, if at all. Although change is happening as we are now all awakening to these truths, and me here talking about it is part of it as well. So what we've been seeing for a long time in the world is an overexerting masculine energy of focusing on the external world, on doing and making things happen without really taking the cues from our true heartfelt inspirations. Or more precisely, most of us don't even know how or care to receive those inspirations. We are unconsciously caught up in making things happen, to chase external results, but they are not even things that are truly fulfilling to our heart and soul. And I mean truly fulfilling. That's the kind of living most people haven't yet tasted. This is one of the many symptoms of unbalanced feminine and masculine energy in the world. Simply put, we've been overvaluing the masculine energy of doing and externalized focusing, and undervaluing, even ignoring the essential elements of feminine energy in the entire creation process. And this even applies to women, who, as I just shared, naturally thrive in more feminine energy, so they are suffering even more from operating in too much masculine energy. This is not only not effective, but also hurting their natural balance and harmony, which is such a beautiful part of the world. I will talk more about this regarding women and the relationship between men and women in the world in the future. So for now, for all of us, women or men, in order to get back to that beautiful natural dance between masculine and feminine state, to create joyful and effectively the balance of these two energy states within ourselves is a must. How to do that? We must start first healing the suppressed feminine energy so that we can finally hear the whispers from our soul as inspirations. And with the healing of feminine energy, our masculine energy will naturally fall into its place and will easily bring those heartfelt inspirations into reality. That way we can truly enjoy the co-creative dance between our feminine and masculine energy as we're created to. That's the most delicious of all lives on earth. And now I'd like to invite you to take in this idea and observe yourself in the next few days or even just within a day. See how you are expressing your feminine energy state right now. Knowing where we are is always the beginning step to change. For ladies, I'd like to ask you to pay attention. First, when are you in your feminine energy state? What are you doing? Can you catch it? And write down these things that you are doing. This is useful. I will explain in future videos. Second, as you catch yourself in your feminine state, close your eyes and really drop your attention to your body. Notice how you feel, all the sensations and even emotions in your body. Again, write them down. For men, the beautiful men, I especially call you that because the world has distorted perceptions on men and about men for reasons that are beyond our history. And I am just glad this is all going to change. So I'd like to ask you to pay attention. First, notice when do you have the urge to suppress or resist your feelings and emotions as they come up. Second, notice what are the things you instinctively do as they come up in order not to feel them. Sounds silly. Picking up the phone to check social media is one way most people check out from their emotions. This is not just for men, it's for everyone. But that's an example. I want you to see when you are escaping your uncomfortable, especially intense emotions. Now let's step back and look at both sides. When we operate too much in either one of these two energies, we are unbalanced and unfulfilled because just like the yin and yang symbol, too much of one energy means too little or too weak of the other. That creates problem. So if we have too much feminine energy, we can be very passive and overly sensitive. We can have a weak sense of self, have no boundary with others, we can get lost in others' moods and desires, find it hard to say no to others, and we're not focused, centered, or healthily driven to create life in this world. On the other hand, as said, the more prevailing problem for both men and women in the world right now is they operate too much in masculine energy. So when the person is not sufficiently accessing feminine energy, they don't feel guided and nurtured from within, and therefore not truly safe. They begin to seek external security, such as recognition and approval from others. They want to control and compete in order to feel a sense of power. But it's a false sense of power, not real inner power. The consequence of this is women are not truly happy and fulfilled because they are not in their natural feminine state of flowing, creative, fun, easy, and relaxed, but rather they often unknowingly operate too much in the doing, which actually is much more exhausting for them than for men because, again, masculine energy is not her natural predominant energy state. I must clarify here, that doesn't mean though women cannot make things happen at all. In fact, women make things happen in their own magical way, which is very much seated and nurtured in her feminine state of joy and inspiration. Then her masculine energy takes the idea and easily take balanced actions. The whole time it's easy and enjoyable for the women. But the key is she's happy and fulfilled instead of overly driven to chase an outside result, which is not even her true heart desire. Because again, if she's disconnected from her feminine state, she won't hear her inner world. For men, this seems less damaging, but in reality, it is perhaps even more. As we all know, society mostly trains men to be strong and unwavering at all costs, mostly no room for them to be sensitive and emotional. Yet now we know that part is everyone's superpower. That's where we get the most satisfying inspirations and loving guidance from our soul, which we all need, men or women. Being cut off from that means men are left to rely almost solely on masculine energy, on the external, the actions, the doing, but also there's tremendous amount of emotional wound buried in men because they are not quote-unquote allowed to express, therefore release emotions from past experiences like women do. I don't mean to say that men need healing more than women, but it's only fair and loving to say men really, really need gentle care and unconditional understanding from themselves and those around them to help them begin to feel and heal. I will expand on that in future videos. At this point, I want to say, as we're all healing our own feminine energy and then allow our masculine energy to take its right place, we're also weaving a beautiful tapestry on this world between women and men. Not only we individually can truly enjoy that joyful and powerful co-creative dance between these two energies in ourselves, but women and men, these two different yet equally wondrous beings, can truly start to appreciate and honor each other from a balanced inner state, and then have truly joyful and fulfilling divine relationships between them as we are meant to. This is something I personally have a very soft heart for, and I'm just so happy to see it happen on Earth. And I will share more on that in the future. And of course, this applies to gay couples as well, where one of them embodies more feminine energy and the other more masculine energy. I am so tempted to go on and on in this video to give you more ideas and practices on how to balance your feminine and masculine energy, but this video will then be unforgivably long, so let's save it for another video. For now, I hope this video stirred up some reflections in you, and better yet, you will follow along with the exercise I give you so that you can start this journey of balancing and harmonizing within yourself. I look forward to sharing with you more in future videos.